I'm going to just tell you real straight. The reason why you should never tell anybody about anything that's going on in your life is because what they can do is they can influence you and head your energy in the wrong direction. Like, let's say everything's rolling along just fine, and everything's really going along at a good clip, a lot of progress, picking up momentum, great inertia. You're getting good vibes. Everything's amplifying, augmenting, you're propagating. It's really beautiful. And all of a sudden, you start telling people your business, they're like, well, there's another way to do it. Well, you're actually not doing it the right way. Then you got that momentum. Well, wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm not doing it the right way? What are you talking about? Well, yeah, well, the way you've been going about it's not correct. You're gonna wind up having a problem later on down the road and all this stuff and everything. And then you're like, oh, then they got you second guessing yourself. Then you're questioning your plans, and then you're doubting your whole layout of how you had it all plotted out and planned, and your concepts and your visions and dreams. That all magically goes right out the window. Now you're like, well, okay, well, how can I do it? Oh, yeah, let me sit you down here and let me talk to you for a couple of minutes. Yada yada la 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 la. And you're like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Now the purity of your plans gone. That proactive autonomous concept that you had, that you came up with yourself, that you were an individual and actually had the cojones to follow on through and get it done on your own, that has just been incinerated, because now you're just listening to somebody else's wishes and wants and desires and dreams that have been so petrified and bastardized that they're actually going to attempt to live vicariously through you, or if you're foolish enough, get you to do these ridiculous things. And that's what people do, man. This is why you shouldn't tell anybody anything. Because if you have your eyes set on something, I'm not talking about your physical eyes, but if you have a goal in mind or whatever it is, say nothing until it's realized, and then share that information with the world, because by then they can't do anything about it. It's too late. It's already been brought to fruition. It's already been created, and they can't destroy it. But what they can do is, if it's in its inception, or if it's in like the developmental stages of its evolution, like it's growing like a baby in its mother's stomach, then they can do harm to it because it's not fully developed. It's not been realized, or it hasn't been actualized yet. So by you letting people know about, well, I got this idea for this intention, or this idea for this invention. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to do this and that. Before you've even done anything, they're going to entwine all of their negative energy into that, and that's what's going to ball you up. And you're going to find out impediments and blockages and complications, because energy doesn't know space, time, or distance. Energy is everything. So their negative energy is going to infuse with your positive energy. It's going to mess up the whole process, man. So say nothing, because people will always try to either talk you out of your dreams or redirect you or redivert you somewhere else. Oh, like, well, you're not really headed down the right way. Let me teach you how the right thing to do is. Like, this is what I always say before I end the video. Never ask for directions towards the destination of your dreams from people who are lost in life. You see? Because they're always going to want you to head down the same dead end road that they've been down their whole life, because they're not going anywhere. But if they see somebody like you doing something with your life, they're like, oh, no way, I'm going to stop this before this momentum has a chance to get going and make something of itself in the world. That's how people roll, man. That's how they are. That's the nature of people. Yes, there are some good people in the world, but the best thing you could do is just listen to yourself and keep your mouth quiet and just do things until you get it done, until it's realized, and then share it with everybody. Absolutely. You have any kind of intention, don't tell a word to anybody, not even your closest friend, not your family, not anybody, because, like they say in World War II, loose lips sink ships. And it's true. The more people if you tell somebody something, people only know what you tell them, by the way. When the more people you tell, the higher the probability it is that you're going to encounter obstacles and complications, because you've now let the genie out of the bottle, so to speak. And now the magic's gone. Now that cap is open on that bottle, and they're just pouring in toxicity and just garbage in there. And the purity and the essence of what you were designing and creating and conceiving in your mind has now been eradicated. It happens all the time. It's just the nature of a lot of people, unfortunately. Even your family, your friends, your cousin, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Neighbor down the street you've known for 30 years, that doesn't mean anything. But anyway, just don't say anything. keep your intentions to yourself until they come true, and then share it with the world. Because we'd all love to see it. God bless.